Good morning, this is Ray with another segment of God's Creations. You're looking at a clump of wax leaf ferns. These are the type ferns that you would buy, you would get in an arrangement made at a florist. They're native to the Caribbean. In fact, we call them wax leaf, but they're really called leather leaf ferns. They're native to the southern hemisphere, South America, Caribbean, South Africa, New Guinea, Australia. Right next to it is a couple of other ferns that's in the asparagus fern family. And I understand there are quite a number of these, from native to wild. A lot of these are native to Africa. And right down below it here is one they call foxtail fern. But I understand, I think, that there are all these in the asparagus family. I tried to look them up on the web, but I was a little confused about which type is which. But they're all native. At one time I had one that the leaves were really fine, not these kind of leaves, but really fine. And again, those were ones that you used to see that you would get in arrangements at the florist as well. Well, these ferns I grow in pots usually, but they make a good addition to the garden. Here's another shrub that I grow in the garden that I acquired a number of years ago. Abelia. And I think this one is kaleidoscope. They're in the honeysuckle family. There are about 30 different species or hybrids of this plant. It's a shrub that's native to Asia and Mexico. In warm climates, it acts as an evergreen. In colder climates, it's deciduous. This particular hybrid presents different colors in different times of the year. You see now here it is late July. It is all light colored, yellowish, greenish. It has little tiny white flowers. If I can center on one, there's one. There's not very many blooms on this plant at this time, but some varieties are covered in those little teeny white blooms. And here among all the other green things, this little plant stands out quite well. This is about as tall as it ever gets for me here. Was this 3 foot, 4 foot tall? But it makes a good addition because of the color contrast with the things around it, because there's a fennel right next to it. You some Shastas and some cannas behind, and right over here on this side are some perennial phlox. So it makes a good contrast in the beds. The last thing this morning is this blue butterfly bush, Rathaica maricotis. It's a native to Uganda in Africa. In its native habitat, I understand it grows to 6 to 10 foot tall. But here in southeast Georgia, it acts as an annual because it dies back in the winter, and I mulch it quite heavily, and it makes it through and starts growing as soon as spring comes. But I think it's interesting, and the reason they call it blue butterfly is look at the blooms. Center in on one, good. You see there's one blue petal that always sticks down. Then you have two on the side, two longer than the two shorter ones. And then the pistils and the anthers looks like a butterfly in flight. And this has just started blooming last week, and it is right at 3 foot tall. And once it gets in its full array, it'll be a gorgeous plant. They're quite easily to root, and so I think this will make a good addition in the future. I've only had this 1 full year, and it grows quite rapidly, but I enjoy the flower. As I close this segment out, anyone who grew up in the church and went to Sunday school and any children's things, we all learned the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Isn't that a great concept? That God, the Lord, is our shepherd, who cares for us, feeds us, protects us. And as we look at the things He's created for our beauty, for our food, for our enjoyment, we can truly say He is our shepherd and He will take care of us. If we come to Him, trust Him in faith, and be obedient to Him. God bless and have a great day.